Once upon a time, there was a family of bears who lived in a lovely little house in a clearing in the forest. One splendid spring day, Mummy Bear, Daddy Bear, and Baby Bear were about to sit down to eat when they noticed the steaming soup tureen. "This is still much too hot," said Mummy Bear. "We could go for a walk while it cools down. That way we'll get a bit of exercise," suggested Daddy Bear. "Hooray!" exclaimed Baby Bear, clapping his paws. They left the table set, the soup served, and went out for a stroll around the neighborhood. A charming little girl called Goldilocks was also out for a walk in the forest, and she happened to pass by the little house of the three bears. "What a pretty house! I wonder who lives here," she said to herself. She peered through the window and knocked, but nobody answered. And so, being terribly curious, and since the door was open, she went inside. Once inside, Goldilocks saw the table laid and 3 appetizing bowls of soup. She was very hungry and decided to try a little from one of the bowls. She took a spoonful from Daddy Bear's bowl and, ouch! It burned her mouth. Then she tried the soup from another bowl, Mummy Bear's. It was too cold, and she didn't like it at all. Finally, she dipped her spoon into Baby Bear's bowl. The soup was just the right temperature. She loved it and, unable to resist the temptation, ate it all up. Next, she went through to the sitting room. There she saw 3 chairs. She sat down in one of them, Daddy Bear's, and found it much too hard. Then she sat in Mummy Bear's and found it, on the contrary, much too soft. She then sat down in Baby Bear's chair, which broke into 1,000 pieces beneath her. The little girl continued exploring the house and reached the bedroom. In it there were 3 beds, 1 big, 1 medium-sized, and 1 very small. Goldilocks lay down first in the big one, Daddy Bear's, but it was much too hard. Then she tried the medium one, Mummy Bear's, which she found much too soft. At last, she lay down in the smallest one, Baby Bear's, and found it wonderfully comfortable. So comfortable, in fact, that she fell fast asleep. Shortly afterwards, the 3 bears returned home, hungry after their walk, ready to finish the delicious soup they had left behind. "Someone has been eating my soup," said Daddy Bear in astonishment. "Mine too," added Mummy Bear, her eyes wide open. "Well, someone has eaten all of mine," wailed Baby Bear. The 3 bears began to search the house. There was no doubt about it. Someone had been there. They reached the sitting room and, "Someone has been sitting in my chair," said Daddy Bear. "In mine too," added Mummy Bear. "Well, someone has been sitting in my chair and they've broken it," said Baby Bear through his tears. The 3 bears hurried to the bedroom. "Someone has been lying in my bed," roared Daddy Bear. "In mine too," cried Mummy Bear. "Oh, there is a girl sleeping in my bed," said Baby Bear, very nervously. At that moment, Goldilocks woke up with a start and found herself surrounded by the 3 bears. She was very frightened and, stammering, began to say, "I'm sorry, there was nobody home. Please forgive me for coming into your house without permission, and I've eaten one of the bowls of soup and broken a chair." Then Goldilocks burst into tears. The 3 bears came closer and spoke to her gently. "Never mind, forget about it," said Daddy Bear, trying to calm her down. "Don't worry," added Mummy Bear, stroking her curly golden hair. "Daddy will try to fix my chair. He's a very good carpenter," said Baby Bear with a big smile. Goldilocks stopped crying. She thanked the bears for being so kind and understanding, and she promised them she would stop being so terribly curious. Then she said goodbye, giving them each 1,000 kisses and assured them she would come to visit another day. A few days later, the bear family received a visit from the little girl, and these visits became more and more frequent. And that is how the three bears and Goldilocks became the very best of friends.